Today we're here in the gym for the Maltese and full planche grind. The Maltese specifically is going to be the pronated grip. It's just the GOAT move and something I've been training a bit in the past. I've showed some on the channel here as well, but not insanely much. But now I really want to get that one solid. Like having it in combos, doing freestyle, then mid-set, boom, pronated, full Maltese. It's just really sick. So that's going to be one focus. The other thing is going to be the supinated full planche hold. And the reason is because I'm lacking a lot of strength in the static part. I'm really strong when it comes to doing push-ups and stuff like that. But if I want to do push-ups and then stop in the full planche and just hold it, I'm really weak there. It's just my weak spot. So I think it's going to be extremely beneficial for me to increase that hold, get more comfortable in it so I can do it. After I've done some reps, I'm still going to be able to do a hold. Or if I'm pretty fatigued or tired after a long combo, I'm still going to be able to get those 3 seconds at least. And that's really going to be the main goal. So therefore, the pronated full Maltese is going to be number one focus. And the other one is going to be the supinated full planche hold. Get those ones, I'm going to be really happy. So that's going to be the grind right now and for a few weeks ahead. Then most likely I'm going to wrap it up with some weighted dips just because it's really fun. But now, let's get started. Before I actually start to do the full Maltese with resistance band, I'm gonna do some leans just to activate the right muscles, get some blood flow, feel the connection. It's usually beneficial because I feel like always the first set you do is really bad because your body isn't really, you don't have the right blood flow. You're warmed up in a way, like I always do my warm-ups with some rope skipping or skipping rope, I don't know, I still don't know the name for it. And then some wrist warm-up and everything. It's a good foundation, but I always feel like the first set is always harsh because you still don't have that much blood flow in the right muscles. So if I do a few set of warm-ups, that usually activates the body, and then when I actually do the pretty intense holds, they perform better. So I'm gonna stick with that strategy. Crazy thing with leans is that only you choose how hard it's going to be. If you choose not to lean that much, it's going to be slightly easier. If you choose not to activate the core and glutes as much, it's going to be slightly easier. But you can make it damn fucking hard if you want. Woo. I think that's enough blood flow for me to actually get started with the holds. To start off, I will use the 10 to 30 kg resistance band. I'm also going to perform it on the metal parallettes, which I don't think I did before. I only used the low parallettes pro that are this close to the ground, which means that if these ones are higher up, my band is going to help less since I'm higher up and it's not going to stretch as much. So I think this band is going to be better for me to perform on these ones, so I still get roughly the same amount of help as I did last time I trained it. But I'm thinking, let's just give it a try. If it helps too much, I will find a way to make it slightly harder. See if I can combine maybe a few other resistance bands to get a good amount of help. There's a few things I would think about, especially because I know that's sort of weak spots. I can perform it, but I really need to focus on it. And that's, number one is going to be protraction. Really try to get my protraction right. If I start to lack here, it's going to be really hard to activate the core, and the rest of the body is going to have this slight lean. So if you see me doing that, that's the problem. The other thing is the core and glute connection. Like I always think I'm squeezing enough, but I'm never doing it. Like you can always squeeze the core and the glutes more than you think. And the more I do that, to get that connection, the less I need to put all the strain on the actual shoulders. Because if I don't activate here, my bum is going to go slightly higher up. I'm going to put more stress on the shoulders. And that's not good in the long run. Like we want to compensate and make sure the shoulders take some of the pressure, the core is taking some, so we get this overall like split when it comes to the strain. And that also is going to increase our holds because If all the muscles are taking some strain, it's easier for them all to grow than to have one muscle just holding everything, and that's gonna be the shoulders. And also super high risk of getting injured. So let's tighten up the core and get the protraction right. We should be good. Fuck, it's heavy. Oof. It is crazy heavy. I don't know, I was struggling with how I wanted to press. I don't know, this is probably Maltese as well. I just want to make sure I'm not too tight in doing wide planche. Really want to target the Maltese. If I have too tight and wide planche, it's not going to be the same. Because you know that in Maltese, the hands and the shoulders, they are almost in the same position. Whereas wide planche, our shoulder is going to be way above the bar. I think last hold was around 5 seconds. That's definitely like the lowest I would want to go. So I know that the amount of help I'm getting, it's pretty good. Either this or slightly more help, to be honest, but I think I'm gonna just work from here, and the whole thing time should increase as well. And since we're already at 5 seconds, that was also the first set, which is usually the worst one. It's pretty fine. My goal, I think, would be to work myself up with this resistance band until we get around 10 to 12 seconds holds. At that point, I know I have a lot of good muscle connection, muscle memory for the Maltese hold, and then at that point I can reduce the resistance band, drop down again to around 5 seconds, and at that point it's not a lot of help. So then I'm really close to actually getting it without. So much pressure on the body, like I feel insanely a lot. But no pain, so I guess that's good. Final set for the pronated Maltese. Let's see if I can get 8 seconds, 8 solid seconds. That's when my feet are actually in level with the body. That would be pretty damn perfect. Maybe 6, 7 seconds, maybe 8. I mean, everyone who does statics knows that you absolutely lose the concept of time when you're doing a hold. It feels like forever, but usually it's just a few seconds. Next up is supinated full planche hold. For this, I'm gonna switch it up to a thinner resistance band. Last training I did mention that I had forgotten my own one, so now I got to borrow one from a friend until I get the new one from Donation. That's really kind, because now I can do my holds with proper help. So this is the 5 to 15 kg. I think that's going to be good for the pronated, because I can do pronated full planche. Of course not 3 sets with, you know, around 8 second holds without a band, but with this I think that's going to be pretty doable, which is what we want. Be a lot in time under tension so that we get really comfortable with the position. Too high up with ass. A bit too short hold than I would like. I'll do one more set with this band and try to push it. I think my hips was a bit too high in the beginning and not the best form. I'll try to fix that for the other one and see if I can hold it slightly longer as well. Let's fucking hold it. I would like to see how much help it's actually helping. It's just damn fucking heavy. Maybe I had higher expectations on my holding capabilities, but this was better than the first one though. I think this was more towards 7 seconds, but I would just measure the band and see how much help I'm getting. This is with a 5 kilogram plate. That is up. That is up here. That's not my hips. There's now 2 plates, so 7.5 kilograms. I think that's about same level as my hips. So 7.5 kilogram help. Not insanely a lot, not insanely a lot, but that means if I were to be at 80 kg, my holds would be pretty damn solid, to be honest. But I'm not, it's more towards 90, which is pretty damn heavy. But let's do another set. I'm sticking with this band. I think I need mentally to just push myself, get a good technique, and of course, the more I do it, the better it's gonna get. So this is a good starting point. Last set, let's smash it. It's alright, but there's always room for getting better. But it's a good starting point, and this is basically what I'm gonna do for a lot of weeks ahead. And maybe it's a good thing that we're starting not the cleanest, not the longest holds, because then we're at least gonna see a lot of difference, and it's gonna feel good to get a lot of progress. I hope. Maybe I jinx it now. We're just gonna go on train, nothing happens. Only time will tell. So hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss it. But now let's move on to some more weighted stuff. Straight arm raises, but in Maltese, so I'm gonna have the weights pretty far out. It's gonna target pretty good. I'm not gonna go all the way this time. I'm just gonna go slightly above 45 degrees angle, so we always have this pressure. Because when I go fully up, especially when I lay on the back, it's gonna be sort of a resting position. So I wanna have this pressure throughout the whole movement, so not going all the way up. I am also gonna perform it on a bench, just because I can go a bit further down, make sure I get this, I come pretty far down with the arms to get that long range of motion. But of course I could perform it on the ground as well. But if I have a bench, this is what I would prefer to use. And the weight is gonna be 17.5 kg. That's what I did a while back for the normal planche. I think I can do the same now with Maltese. We'll see. And I'm aiming for 10 repetitions. That is harsh, but it feels pretty damn good. I think the pump in the arm after like 3 sets of this is gonna be brutal. Sheesh. Final set. Ah. I don't know if you're gonna see the pump. It's fucking brutal. Time was running out really fast today, so I will only do 2 sets of this because then I need to go. We are celebrating midsummer here in Sweden. We have some family and friends coming over, and I got some stuff to do. But 2 sets of this, I will put on 80 kg. Some big weights. I'm aiming 8 reps, I think it's gonna be good for this. and I'm gonna have good form. That's gonna be the main thing. Always when I do dips, we don't want to get injured. Pretty damn heavy, but that was 8 reps with 80 kg, so good numbers. That is what I call a pretty damn good workout. It started off with some pretty decent holds. Of course, we have a lot of room for improvement when it comes to both form and hold time. But this is the foundation and where I will start off from. I will stay really consistent now for about 2 months, this whole summer. I will bring you guys on to this journey of me hopefully achieving the straight bar Maltese. That's gonna be 5 seconds. If I can do 5 seconds without a resistance band, that is gonna be the goal. And for the pronated, or the for the supinated full planche, that one I wanna have above 10 seconds. But let's wrap it up with some flexing. I didn't do it last session, so it's time. Double bicep. I'm thinking the front should be some pump. Maybe not the craziest lighting, but something. Noise. Triceps also. Maybe here, some shoulder action. Check the back as well. See you guys in the next one. Choo-choo!